Hey, what's going on? Dr. Taylor, Chiropractic. I want to talk to you about something that walked into the office the other day. It's relatively common, but somewhat misunderstood. It's called Piriformis syndrome. Piriformis, Piriformis syndrome, S-Y-N-D. There you go. Okay, so what is the piriformis muscle? Okay, one, it's a muscle. So if we're looking at the low back, we're looking at you from behind, okay? We've got your tailbone right there, L5, 4, 3, 2, 1 going up. We've got our hip bones like that. And then we've got our actual hip and lower leg. Now, we've got a whole bunch of muscles here. On a good day, there are going to be 21 different muscles that cross each side of the hip, right? So we've got the big glute muscles. Everyone is well aware of this. So we'll put that over here on this side. Now, remember, muscles only pull. Only. That's it. That's all they do. The bicep pulls, the tricep pulls. That's it. They can only pull. They can't pull sideways. They can't pull obliquely. They damn sure can't push. Muscles only pull. So when your glute pulls, what's it do? It extends the leg, okay? Right? Again, we're looking from behind. So it goes up like that and extends the leg. It gets helped by the hamstring. When we look here, if we pull the glute away, so over here, there's no glute. There's two other muscles that are playing very big roles here. One is called your glute medius. So this is glute max. It's the big one on the outside we can see. Then we've got our glute medius. And then we've got another little guy here called your piriformis. So again, muscles only pull. So when we're talking about this med, this guy right here, this is what's called an abductor, AB, abduct, to take away from the midline. So when this thing pulls, it makes that leg swing out, right? Swing out the side like that. Next, we've got the one we're talking about here today, the piriformis. This muscle here is what's called an external rotator, okay? So if you're standing straight and square, if your piriformis contracts, your foot's going to flare out, right? Your whole leg is going to externally rotate when that muscle contracts. So when this guy right here pulls, it externally rotates the leg. So like that, if you will. If there's a foot here, it's pointing out that way now. Now, why is this important? What the hell is piriformis syndrome? We go back to the spine. We've got our brain up top. We've got our spinal cord coming down the middle of our spine, coming off of our cord, sticking out between each and every one of these bones in your spine is every nerve in your body, and they go to every muscle, cell, tissue, and organ. Now, the ones in the low back go to everything from the belly button down. And men and women, I mean everything from the belly button down. So if we've got L4, 5, S1, 2, they come out, they combine, and they form a big fat nerve that goes down your leg. Anyone know what that big fat nerve is? Sciatic. Good job, class. So the sciatic nerve comes out of the low back, and it actually sneaks underneath the piriformis muscle. So when we've got a tight muscle, a spasm muscle caused by any number of things, you can have, if we go all the way down here, we can have issues in the ankle, causing basically biomechanical issues all the way up into the low back, affecting the piriformis. We can have an issue with the knee, again, causing biomechanical issues in the leg, the hip here, and the low back, causing issues and compensation from the piriformis. We can have issues in the SI joints, the sacroiliac joints, causing issues with the piriformis. What's that going to do? It's going to cause that muscle to spasm up. What is a spasm muscle? A spasm muscle is a flexed muscle. Flexed muscles take up more space than relaxed muscles. So if this muscle here is flexed, if this piriformis is flexed constantly, taking up more space here, sharing the same space that the sciatic nerve runs through, and that spasm muscle is putting pressure on that sciatic nerve, it's going to cause sciatic-like symptoms. Because what is sciatica? Sciatica is inflammation of the sciatic nerve. Issues, disorder, disease of the sciatic nerve. So if instead of that issue coming from the spine, being a spinal problem, we've got it coming from the piriformis. So what's the issue with all this? Piriformis syndrome mimics sciatica. So we need to differentiate between piriformis syndrome and good old-fashioned run-of-the-mill coming straight out of the low back sciatica. So if you've got sciatica and you've been seeing care and doing treatment and man, you've plateaued or you just flat out haven't seen any improvement, Ask the person you're working with about piriformis syndrome. Really funny statement. Ask them to poke you right in the butt. It's right in the meat. If that lights you up, you don't have sciatica. You have piriformis syndrome. And if they didn't find that, if they didn't look for that, you've also got a practitioner that's not really doing their due diligence. But I digress. Piriformis syndrome looks a lot like sciatica, is not treated like sciatica. The stuff that treats sciatica isn't going to fix piriformis syndrome, and vice versa. So if this sounds something that you're dealing with, sounds kind of familiar or something like that, and you want to get it checked out, just give us a buzz or walk right through that door. We'll help you anytime you come on in here. Right here to Spire Chiropractic, where we're willing to help you when you're ready to be your best. Naturally.